Welcome everyone to another episode of Cinema Game Night, where we review movies by playing games. I'm Curtis.
And I'm Roger.
And we disagree on a lot.
But we agree on just enough to be best friends.
All right, so it's been a little while since we've recorded, but
It has.
you know we've both been busy, and
Busy lives.
with actual jobs, and I also actually had a video takeoff recently. The Final Destination one got me a lot more subscribers. The creator of Final Destination saw it and started following me. He started following me on Instagram.
Well, that's impressive.
And it's not just like, oh, cool, I'll follow him. Like, I've posted a couple things on Instagram since then, and he has actually liked them. So he's actually keeping up. So like, that's fun. That's fun. So I got
Weird
a
flex.
bit of a
weird flex, but okay.
weird flex, but okay, yeah. But yeah, I've gotten a bit of a creative spark again, putting out some more comedy videos in that meantime. But now we've finally got time to do another episode. And tonight, it's Cinema Game Night. Tonight, we're going to be doing
Correct.
Movie Mashup number 2. So if you saw the first Movie Mashup, it was just me reading my mashups of movies to Roger. And this time around, it's going to be the other way around. He's going to be reading his to me, and I have to guess what the movie is. So that's putting two movie titles
Correct.
together. He gives me like a one-sentence summary of that movie, and I have to guess what the movie is. But speaking of one sentences, we have to do our one-sentence review portion to start. If you're new to this show...
That we do.
Yep, if you're new to this show, we always start off with a one-sentence review of a movie, and we try to make it a movie we've seen recently. And there's been a while, there's been a lot of time between recording episodes. We assumed we were going to do like Thunderbolts, but like that kind of came and went between our recording
We
times.
can still do Thunderbolts. We still could, but
But I just don't have anything prepared for it.
I just didn't. Yeah, no, not now.
Not now.
But just like in general.
But I saw
In general sense.
I saw a movie recently with Anna, my wife, and I was like, we have to do a one-sentence review on this because of how similar it is to something that we love. And I'll get into that with one of my reviews. But the movie we are doing a one-sentence review on is Dangerous Animals. And for the occasion, I've got my Australia shirt on. So
I have a Batman Joker shirt on, so that's kind of a dangerous animal.
yeah, and I think it makes a little bit of sense to, because like, okay, so starting now, there will be some spoilers for Dangerous Animals. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend seeing it. It's great. It's very much in the vein of Jaws, but does find something different to do with sharks, and also
And see it quickly.
Yes, see it quickly because it's probably going to be out of theaters really soon. But it was a Shudder movie that came to and Shudder is a horror streaming service on AMC Plus, and I have it for Shudder. But yeah, see this movie. It will go to Shudder if you have that, but please see it in theaters. But like with your Joker shirt, I think it makes sense that because there is a bit of a part in this movie. Again, we're starting with spoilers. That's very Joker-ish, but I'm thinking Arthur Fleck Joker.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I don't know if you have any.
The better version of Joker.
I think Heath Ledger is the best Joker still. That's my opinion, though. Everyone thinks differently. Jack Nicholson killed it. Mark Hamill, classic.
Actually, yeah,
it's
I
tough,
don't know.
right?
If I had to rank my Jokers honestly, I'd do Mark Hamill, then Heath Ledger, then Arthur Fleck, then Cesar Romero from 1966 Batman.
Right.
And then that's it. Nobody else has ever played Batman. I mean, nobody else has ever played Joker.
Not even Jack Nicholson?
Did I say Jack
You
Nicholson?
didn't say Jack
Did I say
Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson? Oh, wait. No, Mark Hamill first, Jack Nicholson second. Sorry.
Okay, then Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
And then no one else has
Then
played
Heath Ledger.
Then no one
And
else.
then Cesar Romero, and then no one else has ever played the Joker.
no one else has ever played the Joker. No. But do you have any
No, Jack
one-sentence
Nicholson was
reviews
great.
about that part? About that part that I'm talking about. Because I don't.
No, I'm not exactly sure which exactly
I
part
don't.
you're referring
well,
to. But
at one point in the movie, Jai Courtney's character Bruce is like dancing drunk in like and like his robe with like his cheetah print underwear.
Correct.
It's just.
What song was he singing to?
I don't remember. Like the song that he was dancing to, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Because we only saw it the one time.
That's not the name of the song.
I don't remember. It's not the name of the song. No. But it was great. It was weird. It was funny. It was unhinged. It was great. And Arthur Fleck-ish. Only I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I enjoyed Joker. I just wasn't a big fan of Joker.
What?
I was not a big fan of Joker.
Now that, ladies and gentlemen, hot take. That's a hot take.
Little hot. Joaquin Phoenix gave it his all. Really did.
Joker, phenomenal movie. Joker 2 never happened.
That definitely never happened. Yeah, so we don't have to talk
Joker 2
about
never
that.
happened.
But yeah, Jai Courtney just kills it in this movie, literally.
And not with a boomerang.
And not with a boomerang, no. So how many do you have? One sentence reviews.
I have 8.
8. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have 7. I always end up with 7. But I got 7.
I win. Yay me.
So you'll start with you, and then we'll do the back and forth.
Yeah. All right. I have Jaws meets the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but with better abs and worse vacation planning.
Better abs and worse vacation planning.
There's some pretty good
worse than Texas Chainsaw. I mean, there wasn't much.
The abs or the vacation planning.
Well, in Texas Chainsaw, like they're I don't remember. I've seen it. I just don't remember if they were actually. Yeah, I think they were visiting like an old house that belonged to one of their families. But in this,
vacation of some kind.
The vacation plan. So yeah, the vacation planning would be worse in Dangerous Animals because they chose the shady shark diver guy rather than they're just going to an old house that they, their family's old house
of a relative
and stumble upon the cannibal family. Whereas this one, this movie,
nobody knows where we are.
Yeah. So
nobody knows where we are.
It's much worse vacation planning. So I agree.
Don't tell people that. Don't tell people that.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna do this one. Well, let me make sure that I can hold it properly. There we go. We got if Groundhog Day was a horror movie, if Freaky Friday was a horror movie, and if Back to the Future was a horror movie, and now we have if the Clams episode of SpongeBob was a horror movie.
Correct.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, is why I said to Roger, he's got to see this because we're gigantic SpongeBob fans. First 3 seasons specifically.
That is correct.
The good stuff.
That is correct.
And Clams is a classic episode. And
that it is.
And I was like, you have to. I literally, sorry, I bumped the mic.
His $1 million.
I literally said, you have to see this because it's basically if Clams was a horror movie, which I have a tertiary sentence right here that I'm going to read now because it.
Go for it.
Silence of the Clams. That's what this movie is.
Funny.
And like, because they got the harness, they're dipping them in live bait, only he's doing it he's doing it in a very masturbatory way.
Instead of a live orchestra, it's camcorder.
Yes, he uses a camcorder. But Anna literally...
he'll come.
Exactly. Anna looked at me at one point during the movie. I think maybe the second time he used the dipping thing. She tapped me on the shoulder and was like... Because he was using the chum to get them to come.
He'll come. They'll come.
She said the exact thing that he said. I never remember, don't you hear the music? And then he says what it's called, and I never remember, but Anna did remember, and she said specifically what it was.
Very clever.
I'll put the subtitle right here as to what it's called. Okay, subtitle over. Yeah, but I was just like, we've got to talk about this movie because it's if Clams was a horror movie, and it's so good.
And it's a good episode.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
It's a funny movie, yeah. You can do your next one.
It is a horror movie.
It is a horror movie, but it is also it has
it's not
great
supposed
humor.
to be funny.
It has great humor in it. You can do another one, and if you have one that relates to it being funny, I would say go with that one next.
Don't tell me what to do.
Okay.
If you ever wanted a serial killer who moonlights as a shark tour guide, congratulations. Your oddly specific wish has come true.
That is an oddly specific wish.
I'd love to go on tour guide and then potentially... I'd love to go on a shark tour guide and then potentially be murdered.
And not
Okay.
by sharks.
Good.
Well, kind of by
And-
sharks, but
Yeah.
yeah,
That's the question. Is it a murder by sharks?
I think it was him murdering them, and the sharks were the weapon.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's really what I think it is.
Yeah.
It's still a weapon. The shark was the weapon.
Yeah, like if you get your dog to attack someone and they die, like it's still your fault.
dog is the weapon.
You're the one, you were
Right,
using
the
the
dog's the
dog.
weapon.
Yeah, you trained the dog to do this, and he was essentially training the sharks to do it by associating the chum with the person he was dipping.
Food.
Yeah, because they do emphasize. I think this movie, and that is a one sentence review I have coming, but like the movie does try to be a little more accurate with sharks than Jaws. Although Jaws, in retrospect, was trying to be a little more accurate towards it. It's just, take too much of the mystique away from, the villain in the movie is the shark. Besides the mayor, the mayor's a crap hole, but
Not great. He's not great.
yeah, but like the shark itself, they want you to be more afraid of the shark. So it's like, because they mention in Dangerous Animals how sharks don't actually like the taste of people. They don't like to eat people. It's usually mistaking them for something else. But they talk a lot about how sharks are misunderstood and how, but then they yada yada. Not they don't yada yada, but they explain it away by being like, oh, I've associated feeding them the chum with dipping the person, so they're gonna go for you as well now.
Correct.
But anyway, that will lead me to this. A movie that tries to get you to appreciate sharks while still being afraid of them, but ends up getting you to appreciate Jai Courtney while still being afraid of him.
And he's an underrated actor.
He is. Like that.
He was.
He just,
fun.
like I said, just literally killed in this role. He
Quite
ate
a
up
lot.
the screen like a shark's stalking bite.
I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. And I don't do scary movies. People should know that. I don't do scary movies.
He doesn't.
Even though I've seen like 2 of them recently, but
Which was the
this is the
second one
second
you
one.
saw recently?
this was the second one. The first one I saw recently was The Woman in the Yard.
A Woman in the Yard. Okay, we didn't get around to that one. That one kind of came and went.
That one was good. I liked it. It has heart.
Mm-hmm.
It's got heart. I like movies that have heart, whether they're scary or not.
We thought about
Thunderbolts.
we thought about seeing it,
Thunderbolts has
but
art.
then we just couldn't find time because again, we got busy. Anna works a lot of night shifts recently, so it's like it's hard to go see movies. But we are trying because there's a lot of stuff coming out that we want to see. Like we chose Dangerous Animals, ended up loving it. We want to see Elio.
comes out this weekend.
Elio's about to come out. We're going to try to see that. We literally just got tickets to see The Life of Chuck tomorrow. I'm going to leave work early to see it. And
I've never heard of this one.
It's a Mike Flanagan film. He's directing it, and it's a Stephen King adaptation, but it's not a horror movie. Mike Flanagan, amazing horror director. Stephen King, we all know who he is, but it's not a horror movie. It's one of Stephen King's like non-horror stories. It's like more of an inspirational, life-affirming kind of movie with Tom Hiddleston in it.
Interesting.
And we're gonna see that.
I like Tom Hiddleston. I like Loki.
Yeah, we were looking forward to it because we love the director and we like Loki. But yeah, lots of movies we want to see. The Materialists with Chris Evans, fellow Avenger, Pedro Pascal.
I think I'm seeing that.
Dakota Johnson.
Our friend's birthday is this weekend, or it was yesterday. Denisha. So I'm going to this. Yeah, I'm going to the city to see her, and we're gonna see The Materialist, I believe. Cool. And then that Phoenician movie, the Wes Anderson.
The Phoenician Scheme. We've talked about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that too. But that should be in theaters for a while. That should be
so
going
many.
anywhere.
And then like next month, Fantastic Four is coming. We have
But
tickets.
before Fantastic Four.
Jurassic World, because we're
No,
not Jurassic World.
Superman.
Oh, Superman. Okay, that one I'm not as interested in. 'Cause
Superman.
I've never been a Superman fan. I just don't really like Superman.
Give it a shot. I think he's got it. I think James Gunn has got it this time. I think so.
I like that Crypto's
because every
in it.
I love Crypto. I love the Crypto.
Put the dog in
I'm
it.
like, also, why don't we just make a horror movie? John Wick, Crypto, Superman, John Wick. Like, make something bad happen to Crypto.
No.
And then Superman becomes John Wick.
No, I don't want bad things happening to the dog. Like we said last time, I don't want killing someone's dog to be the new fridging the girlfriend. So I don't want to fridge the dog.
fridge. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Came from the comic book world.
Continuing.
Go ahead.
All right. This is the feel-bad beach movie of the year, and I say that with the highest respect.
Yes, the highest respect. I mean, it is a bit of a feel bad, but there are some parts in it where they try to make you feel, because they have the romance. They have the romance.
It's pretty feel-bad. Like, I was like, none of this is, I'm not buying any of this.
But it's also a little nihilistic. At least his outlook is, oh gosh. All right, so what you're doing, I have to go to this one now. So I'm going to do this one now because you just did that. I gave this movie a thumbs up, and it gave it right back.
For our friends who are not fans of gore, there is one scene that you are not going to like.
The amounts of times that I kind of had to, because like I like a good scare, I like, you know, a good dread, but like violence I've gotten better about. This one I think I was able to kind of stomach, but I still kind of, because again, spoiler alert, if you have not seen this movie, please stop watching and see it. But to escape being handcuffed, she bites her thumb off. The main character, Zephyr, bites her tongue off, bites her thumb off to get out of the handcuffs, and leaves it in the bed that he was keeping her on. Like, he pulls the sheets off and it's just there. The thumb is just there.
Which is also weird, because she does, if you've seen, Novocaine, if you've seen Novocaine, she does try that. She tries to break the thumb.
Yeah.
She does do that.
Okay.
Doesn't work.
And I thought that was bad when she breaks her thumb to try to slip her hand out of the cuff, and then he comes in, and so that's not going to work. And so she literally just bites it off. And
which also
gets out of the cuffs.
Would not be possible. Your brain wouldn't let you.
Mm-hmm. Well, she got over it, I guess.
There's again, suspend your disbelief like a marionette, but there is no way in which, she's not screaming, because her thumb's in her mouth. Your brain would not let you bite through your hand. I'm going with that.
But haven't people had to like get over that to get themselves out of extreme situations before? I mean,
to like
biting is different, because I know like people cutting limbs off to escape tight spaces. That's one.
That's all fine.
Biting it, themselves. I don't know.
Also, not that we don't have a strong bite force, but like, come on, like what? Like maybe it's because my hand's kind of like meaty. I've got a big, meaty claw.
Back to SpongeBob.
Yeah, got a big, meaty claw.
Yeah, all right, but I didn't hate. Obviously, I hated it, but in a good way. Like, you're not supposed to like watching someone bite the thumb up. I just thought it was a great addition to make this movie stand out.
Correct. No, I agree. Because I don't think I've ever seen that as somebody who's ever, like, I've personally never been handcuffed, but I've never seen that as a way to get out of handcuffs, is bite the thumb off. It's always break the thumb.
Speaking of Mike Flanagan, he made a movie called Gerald's Game, which is another Stephen King adaptation. He's done a couple of Stephen King adaptations because he also did Dr. Sleep, but it's like...
Did he do Cujo?
No. It's husband and wife, and slightly older, trying to spice things up, and he handcuffs her to the bed and has a heart attack and dies on top of her. And she literally needs her skin to get out of the handcuffs, and God, can't do that. Can't do that. I could handle the biting the thumb off, could not handle that.
I feel like that. Well, like the whole skin came off of the hand?
The whole skin.
Yeah. Now that's pretty bad. What I do know is that's pretty bad. But in Jessica Jones, the Netflix series, which who knows what they'll be doing, who knows what they'll be doing with that in Marvel, like the Disney Plus universe. But Jessica Jones in the Netflix series, when what's his name, David Tennant, great character, freaking ate up the role of Kilgrave. I don't know if you've seen it.
Didn't see it.
No, all right, perfectly fine show, whatever. But the Kilgrave's character is a villain who it's a type of gnosis, right? Psychosis, or not psychosis, hypnosis, but it's auditory. So as long as you hear him say the thing, you do it. You have to. And so he has a detective who was handcuffed in something, and he just says, "Come with me, detective." And then the detective is handcuffed, so he just and just pulls his hand out, and he's like, "Ah!" Because he's like, why did I do that? And it's like, well, because he told you to come here. And you had to, so. But yeah, that's a scene in that one. It's much better. I would say it's rated R, or not rated R. It's the Netflix
TVMA.
one, so it's, yeah, TVMA. Anyways, is it my turn?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Oh, back on chewing. Jai Courtney chews more scenery than the sharks do humans, and somehow that's a compliment.
That's, yeah, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
I'm glad, so we're on the same page there. Choose it.
Chew through the scenery.
Yep, choose it like a trained shark.
As they say, he ate.
They say, I don't think that's our generation. But as they say,
I don't know.
He ate.
I'm young and hip.
I've been told I'm eating. Like I was doing something, then like you're literally eating, and I'm like, well, you're not literally eating, but I get what you mean. Thank you.
You were figuratively eating. I literally cannot get out of bed.
I am colloquially eating.
Yes.
But Jai, I want to mention this.
Crumbs.
Jai Courtney just did such a good job, like charming you, because the very beginning of the movie, when it has, because if you know anything about the movie, like, because I saw the trailers, you know he's gonna be the villain, but like, it's just he's so charming with that first couple, including that part, which I have a sentence for, but just a second, and one of the most disturbing scenes to me. It's very subtle disturbing, but it's when he's like driving to get a new camera and he's all like, he's in murderer mode. He is in serial killer mode because like that's his thing. Serial killers have a thing. His is tape recorders. And the guy calls, the love interest calls the number of his business and it goes to voicemail. It's like, and it leaves a message and he just sounds, it's such a good like business voicemail. And he sounds, and like he has such a good like customer service voice where it's like, the captain's earned a well-earned R&R or something like that. And like understanding these misunderstood creatures or something like that. And it just he sounds so positive with it. But as you're seeing him just like terrifying, hell-bent and just like, and you've seen him do all this terrible stuff. And it's like, that was just it's very subtly disturbing to me. Cause it's like, that's that charm that he can put on you, but this guy is also doing these heinous, horrendous, horrible things, and it's just such a subtle little
he's a pretty bad guy.
Yeah,
he's a pretty bad guy.
But what you were saying, I got to get into my next sentence.
Go for it.
As if the sound of Baby Shark wasn't menacing enough.
Just the song.
The sound of Baby Shark.
Baby shark, baby shark.
In a way, that might have maybe this movie made me appreciate the song a little more, because it's like ruins it for kids, but maybe makes it a little better for adults because now they can associate it with this really good horror character. I don't know.
I mean, yes, in the moment, but also I kind of like Baby Shark. I think it's cute. Like, go for it.
It is cute.
Like, kids want to listen to Baby Shark.
It's annoying, but like it works as a kid's song.
That's
it's not obviously it's not for us.
It gets the people going.
It gets the people
going.
All
right, what do I got? All right,
yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. I got 4 more. The ocean isn't the scariest thing in this movie. It's the man handing you the snorkel.
The man handing you a snorkel.
Or really, I guess, the goggles, right?
Who is the real dangerous animal?
Right. Yeah, the ocean isn't even the scary part, which the ocean is terrifying.
It is.
Like, as a concept. Like,
yeah. Oh, gosh.
People are like, space. And I'm like, no, not space. The ocean.
Because space, you're probably never going to get to unless you have a whole lot of money and don't want to use it for good. But
correct.
The sea is something you could very much get lost in.
It's right there. It's like right over there.
Somehow you could end up in the middle of the ocean. Have you seen or heard of Open Water, the movie?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Do you know what happens in it? And it's based on an actual story.
Is that the one with Sam Jackson?
No.
I'm thinking of the one where Sam Jackson gets...
Oh, you're thinking of Deep Blue Sea. That's definitely not based on a true story. Wow. But no, Open Water is like a couple went on a diving trip I think it was
Oh,
scuba diving
did
or
they go
snorkeling.
up and go down?
They went
They went
down.
up and went down.
And when they came back up, the boat was gone.
Right, because didn't they count them like twice or something?
Yeah,
Is it this one? I think this is the one where they counted them twice.
And they left them in the middle of the ocean, and slowly stuff of theirs started washing ashore. They were probably adrift for, I think, like 51 hours, a long time. And the movie's basically theoretical. It's like what happened, like what they think might have happened. They even recovered like they had a board like that you could communicate with people underwater with, like write something and communicate, and it was a plea for help, and I think that washed ashore, and like it was a real thing. It happened in Australia, and
of course
I believe the company involved, or like the business involved, was able to get be found like not guilty in court or something, or not liable.
Crazy.
Now that business isn't operating, so
I wonder why.
Yeah, but
why.
But like that is, I haven't seen the movie. It's just I know about the story, and like that it sounds like such a horrifying movie, because again, it's very much something that could happen.
Could happen.
You know, I don't know. Anna herself said like I don't think I ever want to do a scuba thing, because she was saying that because we just saw Mission Impossible on Father's Day with her dad, because he wanted to see it.
And
I didn't really want to see it, but it was really good. And
okay.
Yeah, there's a scene where he's in like a sunken submarine, like a submarine wreck, and like we're both like with the underwater scenes. I am fascinated by the ocean. I love the ocean, but I understand how terrifying it is.
Right. No, yeah. I 100% agree. That's why I don't go.
That's why I don't go. But
no,
I don't go too far. I
leave the fishes. Let the fishes have it.
Yes.
Let the fishes and the Loch Ness monster and the giant and the clam from SpongeBob can have it.
All right, but you go do another one, because like one of mine was the Silence of the Clams, which was attached to another. So yeah, go ahead.
Got it. It's like Castaway if Wilson had been a camcorder and Tom Hanks was a screaming surfer.
Does he surf? I mean, he doesn't surf in the movie, but he certainly knows about surfing because. Oh, you mean? Oh, are you talking about Zephyr? You're talking about Z?
Yeah.
Like she was the surfer. Yes, not Jai Courtney.
Yes. No.
If Wilson was the camcorder and.
Yeah.
Except she wasn't as attached to the camcorder.
To the camcorder, somebody was.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, he definitely was.
But also, why is he attached to the camcorder? He's already got the videos. Like he's got the VHSs.
I don't know. It's just like.
Oh, maybe that's the way he plays it. Maybe that's the only way he can play them.
Maybe.
But I'm like, just get a VCR.
But, yeah, I don't remember if he. No, I think he does have a VCR. I don't remember, but I don't know. It's just like I guess when anyone who gets like addicted to like pornography, because that's basically his pornography. I guess he wants something new, and no, you disagree.
But I disagree that it's in that context, because he like watches it while he eats cereal. Like he like watches it for breakfast.
True.
So like I think for him it's like this is just entertainment. Like this is the only thing he wants to watch.
Like it's a snuff film. It's not. Yeah. Okay.
Like
maybe.
I
think it could go either way, but we do never actually see him, touching himself to the movies. He is just kind of watching them.
He's just like, I love this movie. He's like, oh, I love this one.
All right.
He's like, I love this scene.
All right, here comes a shock.
And then and there goes the shock.
And there goes the shock. All right, but I'll do my next one. Shark bait. Ooh ha ha.
Is that it?
That's it. That was the next one. It wasn't my last one, but that was my next one.
Wait, that is a good one. That's literally what the shark bait. Ooh ha ha. Ooh ha ha. Also, fun fact. Do you know what they call one in the what's it called? Spanish in the Spanish translation of Finding Nemo? Do you know what his name is instead of shark bait?
Like if you translate it from Spanish?
As in what they use, like if you watch the movie in Spanish, like instead of clicking English audio, you click Spanish audio. What do you think they say for shark bait, ooh ah in the Spanish version?
I don't know. I don't speak Spanish like you can, so.
Correct. It's tiburón sí.
Okay.
Tiburón sí. Tiburón means shark, but tiburón sí. like just
little
tiny,
shark,
like tiny tiburon,
Oh.
like tiburon sea, but it's like tiburon sea. Ooh ah.
Do they still say
And then
"Wahaha"?
I'm like, yes, they
Yeah.
do still say that. And also, in that movie, shout out to Maria. But in this, in that part, what is it? Tiburon Sea, and then Bruce, also Jai Courtney. His name is Bruce, right?
Yes, his name is Bruce.
Yes, his name is Bruce.
I know why his name is Bruce. They just can't resist doing another homage to Jaws. Like any shark movie has to have a Bruce in it now, because like that was what they named.
Is that why?
They named the animatronic Bruce.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And so now that's why they named
and
the
so
shark in Finding Nemo Bruce.
I
And
didn't know
now
that.
Jai Courtney's character's name is Bruce. So
The more you know, the shooting star. The more you know. I didn't know that. Bruce. Thank you. Good whistle. Bruce, in the Spanish audio, is not Australian.
well, it's Spanish audio. So
Yes, but I just thought it'd be like to me it made no, like, you know what I mean? Like they're in Australia.
did you expect them to do like like speaking Spanish but with an Australian accent?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know if I've ever heard
Give me
that
that.
before.
I don't think it exists. I don't think it
either.
exists.
Like the Loch Ness
They're
Monster.
they're on the opposite sides of the earth. Like,
I'm sure that
like never
somebody can definitely speak Spanish with an Australian accent, but because people, Americans who learn basic Spanish, they don't usually say it with a proper Spanish accent. It's an American accent, but they speak in Spanish. But
right.
yeah. But anyway, I'll do my last one here. An Australian antagonist who's so concerned with being an alpha male, he probably listens to Joe Bogan.
Joe Bogan.
Joe Bogan, yeah. Am I allowed to say
Someone.
that? I don't care.
Somebody. We don't know. By the end, I was rooting for the Sharks, and I'm not sure what that says about me.
Well, I think it was more like the Sharks were just they were the avenue for justice at that point.
Correct.
Because
And it
for
happened to
one
be a
thing,
great white.
well, and definitely, oh yeah, it did have to be a great white, but like definitely rooting for the Sharks because they're innocent in all this. They don't know what they're doing. They're just animals, and they're being
Well, I mean,
exploited.
they do know what they're doing. They do know what they're doing. They're
Well,
being animals.
Yeah, they're doing what's in their
Yeah.
nature, but they don't know
Right.
that this is like,
A part of this
they
guy's evil plan.
yeah, they don't know that they're a part of an evil plan. Although, like, at the end when they, she makes eye contact with the Great White, that was a pretty powerful moment, but, Anna read it, and I kind of read it a little bit too this way, where it was like, she saw the huge scar on the side, and we theorized that it's like, oh, maybe this isn't explicitly what's happening, but maybe subtextually it's like, one woman who's being, abused sees this other female creature that's been abused, and they kind of have that connection. I don't know. I feel like it could be that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if it was that.
I first thought it was an unfended shark. Like, the shark was like defend.
Oh, like a defend shark. Okay.
Yeah. Which also, that wouldn't have happened because it wouldn't have been able to swim. But
But also, like, like I said, sharks aren't really interested in eating us normally. And I think that was
Correct.
I don't know if he had chummed the water or anything, but like the shark gets up to her and just could it just been that wasn't interested because she's being calm. The shark knows what she is and just isn't interested. Or,
Right.
but the fact that the shark was so, getting Bruce, like just completely devours him, breaches and everything. Maybe this shark was abused by Bruce at some point, and this
Probably.
is also some form of revenge.
I also like the fact of when Zephyr is talking to, what's the Mormon boy? What's his name? The Mormon.
He's not the love interest,
The love interest. I know, she talks about him being Mormon. She jokes about him being Mormon.
but he's not
I forget his
actually
name.
Mormon.
He's not actually.
No, I forget his name too, which stinks.
Abe.
I was
Abe, right?
Maybe
Isn't
I
it-
was looking.
Moses.
I was looking at the cast
Moses.
list earlier
It was
today.
Moses. It was Moses. That's what his name was.
Was it Moses?
It was Moses. Because she's like, Moses, wake up. But when he gets dipped in and she looks at him, pardon my French, we're not actually going to use the French word.
Eh.
She's like, don't you move.
Yeah.
She's like,
yeah.
don't you move.
And it
you
worked.
stay completely still.
Yeah, and it works.
It's like, don't you move. And he's like, okay.
You were right. It was Moses.
But it's like a mom going into a grocery store. Don't you touch nothing. Don't you see nothing.
Because I just remembered because his name is Moses because at one point he knocks him out, like he puts Moses to sleep, and I whispered to Anna, "Sleep tight, Moses," from Amanda's show.
But yeah, his name is Moses. She's like, "Don't you move."
Yeah, and it works
And he's
because
like,
when
okay.
you're thrashing around like that, they'll think you're a different animal, and then
They think you're in distress. They
It
think
works.
you're in distress and that you can't swim and you're injured, and which means easy food.
But all right,
Do you have any more?
one? I don't have
my last one.
Yeah.
All right. This movie proves that when it comes to predators, sometimes the two-legged ones are the real catch of the day.
I wanted to do something like that, but ultimately I didn't. So I'm glad you did, because it's like, obviously the title "Dangerous Animals" is not referring to the sharks.
It's not referring to the shark.
Yeah,
It's
they make
referring
it pretty
to people like Bruce.
pretty obvious. It's referring to
That Bruce is the dangerous animal.
But yeah, and that was again. You ended with a very good movie critic, like a witty movie critic one. So good one to end on.
Well, thank you. But yeah, that is our takes.
See this movie. We just spoiled it for you. If you actually did stop watching this and then go watch the movie, welcome back.
Come back. Welcome back.
Yeah.
back.
Come on back. Because now we're gonna play the game. We're gonna do the titular game in Cinema Game Night.
All right. A woman discovers herself physically with her CEO Dom and gets into a car accident, which tragically makes her forget that part of her life and every day.
I didn't hear that other with her what?
Her CEO,
Oh,
Dom.
CEO Dom. Oh, okay. 50 Shades of something. So give me it one more time.
A woman discovers herself physically with her CEO Dom and gets into a car accident that tragically makes her forget that part of her life and every day.
It's, okay, so let me think about it before I say it.
I think he's got it.
51st Shades of Grey. Is that what it is?
Yes. 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 Exactly. 51st Shades of Grey.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, we didn't discuss. Do we want to do the point system, or is it just one? If you 1 point, or do you want to do the 3 point system?
Yeah, I think 1 point if you get it. Yeah. Well, 3 points if you get it just outright, and then you lose a point by the amount of clues.
We'll do the 3 point system. Okay. Do you want me to keep track or you?
You can keep track because you're
All
better
right,
at it.
I've already got the pen and stuff ready, so that's 3 right there.
I
Oh,
just have-
funny.
Thank you.
I
also did another one for that one, another plot summary.
What was the other plot summary for it?
Yeah. A charming amnesiac wakes up every day with no memory of her whirlwind romance, only to discover through a series of increasingly awkward videos that she's deeply involved in a steamy contract-based BDSM relationship with a mysterious billionaire. He must win her heart anew each morning while carefully reintroducing her to ropes, safe words, and emotional vulnerability.
I think your first one was better. That one, for that one thing, that one was too long, and for another thing,
I agree.
it kind of makes 50 First Dates creepier, because it's like, oh wait,
Correct.
they have sex, eventually they get there, and
Correct.
if you
she
think
forgets
too hard
every day.
about 50 First Dates, it gets really creepy.
And she forgets Hi, I'm Tom.
Yes, Tom. Now why don't you come?
Hi,
why
I'm
don't you
Tom.
come back in another? Why don't you come back in another 10 seconds so we can meet again? With 50, because I did enjoy that movie growing up, and part of me
50
still
First
does
Dates
enjoy 50
or
First
50
Dates.
Shades of Grey?
No, I didn't watch the 50 Shades of Grey. I did not want to see them. So, but 50
saw
First
it.
Dates though, I did watch. I watched it growing up and had, I had a fondness for it. The older I get, the less fond I get. But that's just I feel like that's just the case with all Adam Sandler movies for me. It's like he was supposed to be like the Barney for teenagers. Like you like him for the time but then you're supposed to grow out of him. But luckily for him, a lot of people did not grow out of him, and he's still making a lot of money.
Correct.
But again, if
He
he's
still
for
makes a lot of money.
teenagers, then we always have teenagers.
I definitely
But
agree
yeah.
with you there.
That movie has not aged very well, but if I can give it a positive, just Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore have just this weird, untouchable chemistry. Like, and Drew Barrymore really does a great job in this movie with everything that she's given.
She's very, very good. I'm a really big fan of her in this movie.
She did a great job in this movie.
I have quite a few, but it's just because I kept making them. How many do you want to do?
Well, we'll keep going. And
all right.
I think at least 7, because that seems to be our thing is doing 7 examples. But let's aim for that, and we'll just see how it goes.
All right. A hardened boxing trainer takes on an unusual new student, a talking infant with a briefcase, a sharp right hook, and a corporate agenda.
The $1 Million Boss Baby.
Yes.
$1 Million Boss Baby. Okay. So that's another 3 for me right there.
Yes. I've never seen the $1 Million. I've never seen the $1 Million Baby.
I haven't seen Boss Baby.
Boss Baby's great.
I didn't want to see Boss Baby. It looked.
I love Boss Baby. Boss Baby's great.
It looked bad to me. I didn't want to see Boss. It did not look like it was for me.
All right, next one. All right. A possessed doll haunts the depths of a Paris opera house, sabotaging performances and eliminating rivals to become the star of the show.
An opera house. So I'm thinking Fannibal of the Opera?
That is close.
Is it
That's
close?
not what I came up with. That's not what I came up with, but you're right of the 2 movies, but that's not what I came up with.
I want to guess what you came up with though.
Yeah.
I have to
I came
get
up
what
with 2.
you wrote.
I came up with 2.
I have to get what you wrote.
2.
Annabelle of the Opera? Is it just Annabelle of the Opera?
That's the first one. That's the first one I came up with.
Phantom of the I already tried Fannibal. Phantom of the Annabelle? Or
nope.
No.
This one's a little bit more of a stretch, the second one, but I like it. I think it's a better title, actually. I think it works better as a title.
If it's a stretch, does that mean like it's not technically the title, makes it the title?
It's not technically the title of Annabelle, no.
Well, then you'll probably have to tell me what that one is.
What is Annabelle?
A doll.
Phantom of
the Opera Dollhouse?
Phantom
of the Dollhouse.
Dollera.
Of the dollar.
The Dollera.
You messed up my dollar. Rama. So is that a 3? Because I did get one.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll give it to
We'll
you.
do a 3 to that.
This is what is it? Where the rules don't matter and the points don't mean anything.
Points don't matter. You've never seen any of the Annabelles, have you?
No. God, no.
No, because I know you don't do supernatural horror.
No.
I have seen all the Annabelles. Anna and I will watch the first one. Even it's not good, but we will watch it because it's like just good enough to be, it's not good, but it's still fun enough to be something we could watch if we don't have any other ideas and we want to watch something spooky. And, there's enough in it for us to joke about. The second one, though, Annabelle Creation, messed me up because it gave me maybe the worst jump scare of my life. There is a scene in the movie where, because you're not going to see it, there's a scene where she goes into the room that they tell her not to go into, and as she's looking around and some spooky stuff is happening, she sees the ghost of a little girl who is like the owners of the house. They basically turned the house into like a foster home, and their daughter had died, and their daughter's name was Annabelle, and the ghost of Annabelle is in there. And she starts talking to her, and the ghost says like that there's something that either she needs or she wants. There's like something I need or want, and the girl goes, "What is it?" And she's looking out the window, the little ghost girl, and she goes, "Your soul," and her face gets demony and terrifying. And I screamed. I saw it in the theater with my friend Hannah. Screamed so loud and just shaking. It was that bad. And on the drive home, I was still feeling it. I get home, turn all the lights on as I go upstairs because I was living in a townhouse at the time. and showered while playing like a YouTube video or something on my computer, which I did for months after that, and I still kind of do to today. I just like having something on in the background while I'm showering, but just like it messed me up so bad. No jump scare has gotten me that bad. And I feel bad that I let my guard down so much because I've seen so many horror movies, but I let my guard completely down because I'm like, oh, okay, little girl ghost. It's just gonna be spooky. It's not gonna go demon on me. And it's, oh God, terrible, awesome, horrifying, not fair jump scare, sadistic jump scare. Probably the worst one.
People enjoy that. People enjoy this. That's why I don't do scary movies. What do I want that for?
Life's no fun without a good scare. Life's no fun without a good scare. What do I want that in my life?
I just want movies
Nightmare
that
Before
are
Christmas.
about corporate babies. That's all I want.
And then Annabelle Comes Home was okay. Moving on. Actually, before we move on, one quick thing. Today, I don't know why, while I was making dinner, I thought about Joel Schumacher's Phantom of the Opera. And I was like, that movie's better than people gave it credit for, I think.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, I think it was better shot than people give it credit for.
Sure.
It was well directed.
Yes.
They could have made some better choices. But still, there's just
Also,
something
yes.
about that movie that I really enjoy. But not the demasking when it's just like, oh, it's Gerard Butler with sunburn.
That's Gerard Butler.
He looks like Gerard Butler with a sunburn.
He looks like Gerard Butler. You want me to be afraid of that? That's Gerard Butler.
Yeah, and then I think 4 years later, ironically, in a Batman movie, we see what that's supposed to look like in the form of
Correct.
Two-Face.
Which would have been phenomenal.
Okay, but now let's move on.
All right, let's see what we got here. All right. Secret government sanctioned extraterrestrial hunters have to travel through time to 1989 to make sure a couple falls in love.
Men in Black to the Future.
Yes. That is the first one I came up with. First title I came up with. I did come up with the second one.
Oh, so there's a second one. Okay.
Yeah, second title I came up with.
Back to the Men.
That would have been funny. But no.
Black to the Men?
Black to the
So Tyler Perry?
No.
What is it? What is that one?
Back in Black to the Future.
Back in Black to the Future. Okay, that's a good one. Back in Black.
Yeah,
to the
Back
Future.
in Black to the Future.
Is that still a 3 for me there, or?
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Because you got the title.
Yeah, the main title.
Oh.
But back.
I don't know if you're gonna...
Have we talked about Back to the Future? Have you
I've never
seen
seen
any
it.
of them? None of them.
I've never seen any of them. I just know 94,635,000 gigawatts. Like that's like the only.
No,
thing
we have talked. I think we have talked about this in a previous episode because I remember you talking about the gigawatts, and I tried to do
that's
a
like the only
Christopher
thing I know
Lloyd
about
impression. So yeah, we're back on.
Which is
talking
not
about
the
Back
same
to the
thing.
Future.
Which is not the same thing as Christopher Lee, Count Dooku. From
Right. You
Star Wars.
confuse them for the two. But
Yes.
yeah, that one. I still recommend at least watching the first one because it's just such like an iconic movie. There are some very uncomfortable things in it, I'll say.
Correct.
Because I don't mean that like, oh, it hasn't aged well. Maybe a little bit, but it's more just like one of the jokes of the movie is incest, so it's
Correct.
gonna be uncomfortable on purpose.
Very true.
But I still think I like the third one the best. I
Which is
didn't
frowned
like the
upon in
second
most
one very well.
civilized societies.
But the third one is when they go to the Old West, and I just think that one I enjoyed the most. So
I liked Men in Black 3. Some people didn't. I liked Men in Black 3. I don't think MIB 4 was necessary.
there was a fourth one? Oh, International.
With
International.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't see the third. I feel like I saw some of the second. The only thing I remember from the second is the song was not as good, but not that bad. And Biz Markie was in it. As the beatboxing alien, and that's awesome.
Correct.
I loved seeing him do
Rest in
anything.
peace.
Biz Markie. Yeah. Rest in peace, Biz. But the first one,
Biz.
oh God, the first one freaked me out as a kid. I did not want to watch it. Even as an adult, like now that I can handle it more, I still get like flashbacks as a kid and still get really uncomfortable watching it. But it's a great movie. It is a great movie. The first Men in Black. Like, still a sci-fi classic. I think on Rotten Tomatoes, it might be Will Smith's best reviewed movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's among them. I know. But yeah, and good theme song. I listen to that every now and then, the theme song.
All right. What number are we on?
We are on number 5.
So this is the fifth one.
I say we go for 7. Yeah, we'll stop at 7.
Okay. All right. When a monster slips through a crack between nightmares and lands in a festive town where it always celebrates one day, he twists the joyful preparations into a horrifying dreamscape.
Ooh. Is only celebrating one holiday, so I'm thinking Nightmare Before Christmas. Is it The Nightmare Before Elm Street?
That's not the title.
No. But those are the two movies.
No. Yes.
Ooh, well, there's certainly a nightmare involved here.
Correct.
Just in a new place. Let's see. The Nightmare on
Madison
The Nightmare on
wine,
Halloween Town?
Nope. No. Halloween Town. Also
no.
a movie I enjoyed.
No,
Disney
that one's
classic that I enjoyed.
Yeah, that one hasn't aged well in the best way. Because, like, it's just cheesy. It's good cheesy.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Thought it was great. And then they thought we wouldn't get past that wasn't Marnie.
Yeah.
They're like, that's Marnie. No, it's not.
You're a true. I feel like you don't probably consider yourself like a Disney fan, but only a true Disney fan would be that hung up about replacing Kimberly J. Brown with Sarah Paxton. So that makes me proud.
That's not.
That makes me proud.
I was like, that's not.
Okay, but I gotta get this.
Get the title.
The Nightmare. Is it The Nightmare? It starts with The Nightmare.
Just Nightmare.
Oh, Nightmare.
It can be The Nightmare, but
it's not Nightmare Before Elm Street.
No.
Nightmare Before Elm Street?
No.
The Nightmare is Elm Street in the title at all?
Yes.
It is. The Nightmare Before Christmas on Elm Street?
Backwards.
Oh, The Nightmare on Elm Street Before Christmas.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I worked my way there.
I was like, strike that, reverse it, but yeah.
Both of which classics. Have you seen Nightmare
Correct.
on Elm Street?
I've only seen the scene with Johnny Depp.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, most people have. But that one,
I've only seen that scene.
Would you be able to handle? I think you might be able to handle that because
know.
It's like the effects are, they're 80s effects,
Correct.
so I don't think it's gonna feel as realistic to you.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never seen.
But
it.
it's still
shot.
it's still a scary movie. The ones after it get ridiculous, but this one,
I saw Freddy vs. Jason. I saw that
again, ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I feel like that one's more of an action, like a bloody, gory action than a horror movie.
That's why I liked it. I was like,
it's
cool.
very active.
He's trying to drown Jason again. I was like, he's trying to drown Jason
It's not
again.
gonna work. And then Nightmare Before Christmas, like you've seen that one.
Classic.
Right? Yeah.
Classic, of course.
Hot take though.
Boogie.
Hot take. I
Boogie,
still
boogie.
think it's great. We watch it every year. I like Corpse Bride better.
That is a hot take. You are also wrong.
I like.
I was like,
Corpse
you're
Bride.
also wrong. But good movie, both good movies. But yeah, I think you're incorrect on that one. Corpse Bride is good, but Nightmare on Elm Street, I think it's just it has better music.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
No, not Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare Before.
Sorry, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas is better music.
I think it. Yeah, I think it has. Yeah, I think it does have
got
better
Oogie
music.
Boogie.
I just enjoy the story of Corpse Bride better.
That
and
is not
I think
that
and the
hot take.
pacing of Corpse Bride better.
Perfectly
but
fine.
Nightmare Before Christmas though, I gotta stop saying on Elm Street. Nightmare Before Christmas. Somebody actually once, we were talking about it at work. Someone was asking about cultural appropriation or something, and they were wondering how to define it. And I'm like, well, have you seen A Nightmare Before Christmas, where it's like he discovers Christmas and it's not his culture, but he loves it. But instead of appreciate it, he takes it one further and tries to take that culture, and it ends up hurting people. Like, it's kind of like that. He took it from like an appreciating thing to trying to own it and do it, but wasn't respectful of it. And it hurt people. Like that. It's basically
This
that.
is now mine.
And that helped them
mine.
understand it helped them understand that.
This is mine now.
So I think it's
My idea.
a great metaphor for cultural appropriation. But yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street and Nightmare Before Christmas, classics for sure.
All right.
Let's move on.
I would agree. All right. A multiverse jumping laundromat owner teams
Okay.
up with a
No, I'm just excited. I'm just excited because I love this movie.
okay. A multiverse jumping laundromat owner teams up with a washed up stuntman to rewrite Hollywood history, one bizarre timeline at a time.
A Hollywood stuntman. So it's everything, everywhere, all at once. But Hollywood stuntman. I'm thinking The Fall Guy. Is it The Fall Guy? It's not The Fall Guy. Okay, good movie.
Yes, I do agree.
A Hollywood stunt. Because the only thing I'm getting from it is a Hollywood stuntman. So.
I mean, I can give you a little bit more if you want.
No. Hold on.
Because I made 2 sentences of it, but like I can give you like another sentence
Because you said
of the plot summary.
he teams up with a Hollywood stuntman, and that's
Correct. To
But, like,
rewrite Hollywood history.
to rewrite. Oh,
That's-
to rewrite Hollywood history. So that's involved.
Correct.
Oh gosh, excuse me.
Someone's got the hiccups.
Well, I was trying to hold back a burp. I didn't want to burp into the mic, and I think maybe it gave me hiccups, but we'll see.
We'll find out.
Man, a Hollywood stuntman to rewrite history.
Hollywood history.
Hollywood history.
Oh, also washed up. A washed up stuntman.
Washed up stuntman. Oh man, is it a movie where like they time travel?
In the second one?
In the second one.
No.
No, they don't time travel. Okay. Rewriting Hollywood history as a stuntman. And I got to get my mind off The Fall Guy. That's not the only
not The
movie
Fall Guy.
that features a stuntman character.
It's actually not even the most famous
Wait.
movie that features a stuntman.
Is the second movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
It is.
There we go. Great. Okay, so... Oh, God, that's a lot of words to put together.
I think you got this. I think it's pretty easy.
Oh, okay, wait. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
There you go.
There we go.
There you
Okay.
go.
All right.
I'm gonna give you
Both
2. I'm gonna give you 2 on that one.
2 because you gave me a lot of hints.
2.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was
2
going
on
to be
that one.
perfect on this one, but I don't even think I needed to get the hints, like, because asking about if they time travel was a hint. But I wish I hadn't have done that because I feel like I could have still gotten there without it. But whatever, the points don't matter. But what does
points don't
matter,
matter.
both of those movies, very good.
Are great movies. One Oscar award winning. One
Yes.
the other nominated.
Well, no, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood didn't win Best Picture, but Brad Pitt won Best Supporting Actor.
For best actor. Best
Yeah,
supporting actor,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
So both movies nominated, both movies did win something.
and
All right,
Everything
now
Everywhere
I
All at
have
Once
a lot
won
to choose from.
for
all of the
picture
things.
and main actors.
Should not have won for supporting actress.
No, supporting actress.
It should not have won for supporting actress.
Best actress. Oh no, I actually disagree, but I wouldn't mind because I was pulling. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I wanted her to have an Oscar, but I was not pulling for her to win.
No, I have no
pulling for
issue
Angela
with her
Bassett.
wanting to have an Oscar and people wanting that. She did not perform better than
Then
Queen Ramonda of Wakanda. Like,
Yeah.
What?
I mean, looking
My entire
Watching-
family is dead.
watching it again, not Wakanda Forever again. Watching because we watch Everything Everywhere All at Once, at least once a year. Usually when we do taxes, because we literally saw that movie in theaters. It had come back to theaters because it got such a good buzz and it got Oscar nominated. We saw it on a day where we did laundry and taxes together, and then the line and our favorite line of that movie was when he said, somewhere, in Chinese, but was it like perhaps somewhere in another life I would have really liked just doing laundry and taxes with you or something like that. And that we love that line so much. That's the one we always think of. And
Great
probably
line.
because we were doing laundry and taxes that day.
Laundry and taxes. And
but
again,
yeah.
but performance-wise, Queen Ramonda, Angela Bassett should have won the Oscar, hands down.
Which I
And
don't
then,
think
of
is
course,
a hot take.
It's
I
not a
think
hot take. It is. The
I think
truth.
it's a hotter take if I say rewatching it though, Everything Everywhere. I do still agree that Jamie Lee Curtis deserved one. I still wish it was Angela Bassett, but I do,
And then,
but I don't begrudge or disagree with Jamie Lee Curtis winning. And I was a little uncomfortable with how the internet took it because they came after Jamie instead of the Academy.
correct.
And they were just celebrating her for how happy she was for her co-stars at the Golden Globes. Like, yes, uplifting their fellow actors. And then the internet turns on her when she won instead of someone else. I'm like, take that up with the Academy.
Right. Which we will, because it was just announced that the Academy will now start watching all of the movies.
Which is, that's weird. That wasn't a requirement?
That wasn't a requirement before.
You didn't have to? What?
And that is why Jamie Lee Curtis won. Because if they had seen the movie Black Panther,
Wakanda Forever,
they would have realized, oh, never mind. Sorry, Jamie. This has got to go to our queen, Angela Bassett, because her entire family is dead. Spoiler alert, they're not actually all dead.
Have I not given everything?
Have I not given everything?
And I knew that was the scene they were going to show at the Oscars when it's like nominated. Which this past ceremony, I want them to show the scenes again. I'm tired of people talking about them. A lot of people who watch the Oscars haven't seen these movies, and you need to encourage them to see these movies by showing them clips from these movies. Like, and they've done that 2 years in a row now. Stop doing that.
She said, "I am queen of the most powerful nation on earth. And my entire family is dead. Have I not given everything?" I said, ladies and gentlemen, Angela Bassett, for your consideration.
I guess I didn't win the Oscar. Have I not given everything? You're not going to give me an Oscar? Have I not given everything? I guess that would make sense too. All right, but let's move on to the last one. We're going to wrap it up with one more. See if I can make it 20 out of 21.
I've got a lot, but let's go with this one.
Okay.
Let's go with this one. This will be a fun one. Two unlikely school students meet on the train to their first year and spend the next decade arguing about whether witches and wizards can just be friends.
When Harry Potter met Sally?
Yes.
Yeah! Ha!
Yeah.
Love both those movies. I think I messed up my audio here with my yeah.
I've only ever seen...
okay, there we go. All right, no, it was still recording. Good. Yeah.
I've only ever seen the Harry Potter. Honestly, I've never seen When Harry Met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally is a good one.
Yeah, it's a rom-com. I gotta see it.
There might be parts of it that haven't aged the best. I still think it's a great movie, very well written. And again, also, like I said with Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler, weird, undeniable, unbreakable chemistry between Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. I think it's still a classic. And
isn't that the one where I'll Have What She's Having?
Yes, that's I'll Have What She's Having. Yes.
Which is the one that's what's the one that's You Had Me at Hello?
Jerry Maguire.
That's
Tom Cruise and Renee Zellweger. Yeah.
That's what I was like. It's not the same movie. No.
Not the same movie. There's a lot of movies that have, lines, cheesy, but no, that's not a cheesy line. I'll Have What She's Having isn't a cheesy line. Yeah, that's a funny line, which was said by Rob Reiner's mom. That's his mom. The director of the movie, that's his mom.
That's funny. I'll have what she's having.
But we watched Harry Potter together, didn't I? Introduce you to
the first time. Yep, you introduced me to the series.
And then I've
never seen any of them.
And then we all watched the last one together because at that point, I kind of at some point in high school I fell off. It was when I wasn't in a good relationship, but so now it was my first time watching the final Harry Potter movie. And, it was like you, me, Mackenzie, Jessica, they were all there. And I know, and Jessica and I were just crying onto each other. Because very emotional for me. I'm a movie crier. I'm a total movie crier.
I'm a movie crier if it's good. Or if I'm invested.
Yeah.
But Harry Potter, being that I had seen all these movies, all 8 of them in the span of it probably was 1 year. I'm like, I'm not buying this. Just because I didn't grow up with it.
I was about to say, it wasn't your childhood. It makes sense. It makes sense. I don't begrudge you for that at all. Yeah.
I was like, also, he's Jesus. I was like, he's Jesus. He's gonna come back.
He's basically Jesus.
I was like, he's gonna come
Wizard
back.
Jesus.
It's like, I was like, we've seen this story, guys. It's about another guy named Jesus.
Mm-hmm. And I will say right now, If I watch Harry Potter again in the future, it will be on the home media we have already bought and not on streaming, so as to not give any more money to J.K. Rowling. Because I do not like how she is using her money. So
that is his wish. That is his prerogative, ladies and gentlemen. I am a huge proponent of physical media. Go buy your DVDs because they can't take that from you.
They can't take that away from you.
Your DVDs, your Blu-rays, vinyls. I do have my own vinyl collection. Get your music on vinyl if you like vinyl.
Okay, but before we wrap up this topic though, what was your favorite of the Harry Potter movies? Do you think?
Oh, Dolores Umbridge.
Oh,
number 5.
Order of Phoenix.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Dolores Umbridge is one of the best characters in all of fiction.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one.
One of the particularly best villains of all of fiction.
Because you just want her to fail. A lot of people want her to die more than Voldemort.
For me, it's the fact I want a villain, right? So my favorite villains of all time: Magneto, Joker, Dolores Umbridge. Like, because like I want a villain. Like Magneto's right. That's the first thing. Magneto's right. He's never been wrong. He was never wrong in the first place. Joker just wants to see the world burn. So like, cool, I get that. Dolores Umbridge is evil because she can be.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, I want to do this.
I want order, and I don't care how I get it.
It's like, Miss Umbridge, how many times do I need to write this in my skin? As many times as it takes.
I want order, and I want power. This is how I'm going to do it.
And I want to physically and emotionally scar children by making them write into their skin.
Mm-hmm. So like, I'm trying to think of the proper comparison. Kellyanne Conway?
Jeez. Potentially.
Except scarier. I don't know. Whatever.
But Dolores Umbridge is very scary.
So yours is Order of Phoenix.
Dolores Umbridge is very scary. Yes.
Mine usually changes depending on what day you ask me. I usually say Chamber of Secrets. I don't know why. That one I love the most. Because I think, I don't know.
I literally don't even remember the storyline of these
really
movies.
don't know why. I can't explain it. I feel like Chamber of Secrets is my favorite. But also other days, it might be Goblet of Fire.
Did you put your name in it? Calmly. Dumbledore
Put your name in a Goblet of Fire. But it's usually it's Chamber of Secrets. I think because I loved it so much as a kid. That was the Harry Potter I kept rewatching. I don't know. I just really like that movie. Because also I mean, there's some scary elements in all the Harry Potters, but that one I feel like has the scariest elements. Because, like, they have a practical snake, and the CGI snake looks really good. The spiders, oh, jeez. You know me, I hate spiders. I'm very afraid of spiders.
That's the basilisk one?
Yeah, the basilisk and Aragog, giant spider. So I think that has, like, the most, like, classic, spooky horror elements to it. Because, the Dementors absolutely in Azkaban are... they're scary because like they literally suck all the happiness out of you and then maybe your soul. And so that's scary stuff, but I don't know. There's something a lot more realistic looking about the scary stuff in Goblet of Fire. Or it's not Goblet of Fire, Chamber of Secrets. But I'm going to say Chamber of Secrets is my favorite.
Well, Order of the Phoenix is mine. Number 5.
I don't feel like I don't think there's a wrong answer. Except maybe Deathly Hallows Part 1. But I still like it. I still like that movie. I don't care.
I just think it's a wrong answer because it should have never been Part 1 and Part 2. Because of Twilight. It is now our plague as a society.
No, I don't think it's the case anymore. It was. But it was Harry Potter that started it first.
I thought it was Twilight, Breaking Dawn.
No, Harry Potter started it. And I feel like ultimately it was to make more money. But I could also see, at least with Harry Potter, wanting to separate the finale because it was building so much to it. But ultimately, it was a money decision, and it was definitely a money decision with Hunger Games and Twilight.
Dawn.
Yeah, like,
and it was not a money decision for Marvel because Marvel can do nothing wrong.
Yeah. No, Infinity War and Endgame, I don't see as a money decision. I think it had to happen that way.
Let me tell you,
it had
what I 100% expected. You know what I expected in Endgame? So, All right, on your left, right, the super emotional scene, right? Like, now that's a scene I'm crying at, right? Like, oh my gosh, they're all coming back, right? Peter's alive, oh my gosh, right? When they're like, Avengers,
Assemble.
right? And they're running towards each other. Blackout. That's what I was expecting.
Thank goodness that didn't happen.
That's what I was expecting.
COVID.
So bad.
COVID would not have killed movie theaters. Marvel fans would have done that for you. They would have torn them all down.
I was like, there is no way they're letting them actually engage in battle right now. Like, there's no way they don't pause. I was like, there's no way they don't cut away. And then when they actually engage, I was like, oh my God, we're getting another 20 minutes of this movie.
I never even thought of that potential, and now that I'm thinking about it, I hate it. Oh my gosh.
That's the first thing I thought about. And then I was like, oh, they're going to do an end credit. Like, they're going to make it a day end credit. Like, they're going to make the scene. Wasn't even an end credit scene in that one. That's funny. But that's what I'm saying. I thought they were going to make the scene, like the actual fight, a 20-minute end credit. Like, they're going to be like, no, you thought we had you. Like, you thought we were going to do that to you. We're kidding. Stick around. And then it's just like 20 more minutes of the actual fight.
No way they would pull you out of the movie like that. Because that would be a terrible. I'm glad they didn't do that.
Correct.
All right, but my final score.
What 20 is my final score?
Out of 21. I thought I was going to go perfect 21 for 21, but I got 20 out of 21.
I mean, some of these were pretty easy.
Which I'll calculate very quickly without you doing it in my head, because that's a 95, so it's definitely an A.
Some of these are pretty easy though.
95%.
But I got some good ones for
that was a lot of fun. And you, the one you started with. Why am I blanking on what it was? It feels like it was
50 First Shades of Grey.
50 First Shades of Grey.
50 First Shades of Grey.
When I realized what it was.
Because I was like, that's a fun movie.
So fun.
I was like, those are fun. They're fun movies, to say the least.
It was like Princess Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
That was so... Oh my gosh, I love that one. I was like, is this Princess Diary of a Mad Black Woman? It's like, yes.
Good stuff.
She was mentally ill. I was like, she was mentally ill. All right, well, otherwise, I think next on our list of movies to see, I got to go see apparently this Chuck movie. I didn't know anything about it. So
it's good stuff.
This Chuck thing.
Like I said, a lot of good stuff coming out. We can coordinate what we want to do, the one-sentence review of for the next one. Because I don't know when we're going to do the next one. Because there's no regular schedule with this. So
I think I'm seeing Materialist next. Is probably the next movie I'm seeing.
That's right.
Wait, what's today? Wednesday? Tomorrow I'm seeing How to Train Your Dragon.
Today's Tuesday. And tomorrow.
Yeah, so on Wednesday I'm seeing How to Train Your Dragon. So I'll see that tomorrow.
I won't be seeing that.
You're not going to see it?
No, because it's a live-action remake of an animated movie. There's already a better version, and it's the animated one. I don't need to see it.
I mean, yes, but apparently they got the same guy. Apparently they got the same guy as the original.
Exactly. It's the same. I don't need to see it. I don't need to see a movie where they immediately ground it by putting real people with these CGI creatures that already look like they do in the original one.
That is
and
true.
Then just take away all of the... Again, you just ground the movie when you add the live action. So now I'm wondering, is that the real person or is that CGI? Let's just make it all CGI, and then I'm not thinking that anymore.
And then if we make it all CGI, let's just make it all animated. I'll do you one better. Let's just make it all animated. Wait, hold on. You already did that.
Yeah, exactly. And don't do the Lion King stuff anymore. Don't take a great emotional movie and take all the emotion out of it. Don't do that. Okay, but
what if
the next
animals didn't move their faces?
Well, they usually don't. That's the problem. That's why we have animated movies, so that they can do that.
They have
but anyway, we don't know when we do the next one because we don't have a regular schedule. We get busy with stuff. But we will discuss what movie we'll do next for that one. And I forget what game is next on the schedule, but again, we'll go over that another time.
We'll find out that.
You all will have to stay tuned.
To find that out. But we'll find out together.
We will find out together, all right? So if you like this, tell your friends. If you hate it, tell your enemies. And until next time, I'm Curtis.
I'm Roger.
And this has been...
Cinema
Game Night. Good night, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Take care.